ownership made easy. When you're with National, you're home.
National Home Loans. Get your dream home.
Mommy, remember you told me if I pass all my exams, you would buy me a brand new laptop computer, a cell phone, and a PlayStation 4? Well, here are the results.
Wow, son, you did great. But where can I find all these stuff at affordable prices?
Smart Electronics, Mommy. They have stuff for the entire family. They have washing machines, cell phones, tablets, refrigerators, TVs, blenders, irons, microwave ovens, Bluetooth speakers, and much, much more. And they are located at Port Zante opposite the food court.
Wow, but son, where did you get all these information?
My friend told me, and he also told me if you buy them somewhere else, they won't last.
Is that so?
Yes, Mommy, so I don't want you to buy them anywhere else but Smart Electronics.
Okay, son, get dressed. We're going down to Smart Electronics.
No need to go to St. Martin anymore. We have everything available right here in St. Kitts. And remember, we have only one store in St. Kitts, and we are located at Port Zante opposite the food court. Smart Electronics, way to live a smart life.
All right, welcome back. It's 29 minutes now, moving up to the hour of 10 o'clock. It's time for our fire conversation, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, for those of you on vacation and are tuned in this morning to the show. Thank you guys for being a part of our programming. In the studio with me, I have Mr. Hodge and Mr. Clark. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, GQ.
Good morning, JQ.
They're here from the Fire and Rescue Services here in St. Kitts and Nevis, and we are going to get into our conversation this morning. Before we get into our conversation, though, we're getting closer to that time of the year when we're going to be closing out some of the programs just for the year, and then we're going to regroup and come again in 2024, the new year. So today is, the 12th? Next week, the 19th, will be our last program for the year. So next week, we're going to be doing a general wrap-up in terms of, some of the topics we covered this year, some of the issues that we would like to highlight as well. And then the following week will be Juve, right? Where Mr. Hodge will be on the road. He seemed to be the activity man for the fire department. And you know what? Talking about activity, man, this is the activity time of the year, festive time of the year. How is it for you and your team during this time of the year? I know you guys play a role at the events that are going on, for safety purposes, not that something will happen, but just in the case of the event that something do happen. How do you manage your team and cope during this time with all the activities to come and happening?
Well, GQ, as you said, yes, we as officers have to go out and work to a number of these events. And sometimes it's time taxing for us because officers who work normally would go on their off days since the shift would be short at times. But it's manageable. It's manageable, and some of us look forward to the actual events. I mean, we can't go out there and enjoy ourselves as we would like to, but at least we are there firsthand to see certain things and there to keep the public safe, just in the eventuality of anything.
Is it all carnival events you're going to be at, or are there selected events that you all guys traditionally attend?
Well, traditionally, once the event is catering for more than 200-300 persons, the fire services should be present. Persons, and you know how things is, persons get away with hosting events and not having to contact us. But from the higher ups, from the higher end in terms of the organizing and so forth, from the police end, I can't speak to exactly how it's done. But any event that have more than 200 persons should have officers present as safety officers. Even if it's just to, guide persons outwards, just if in the event of anything, to be there to as professionals to use fire extinguisher in the event that there is a fire to catch it in the incipient stage, You know, we are there for a reason. It's not just to come and look at your event. We are purposely there.
So Juve Morning, that's another event that you guys attend, correct?
Well, no. Juve Morning is an outdoor activity. It's a street activity. We more do the enclosed gatherings.
Okay. All right. So no road activities for you.
No.
Okay.
Leave that to the police and the army. Kudos to them.
Mr. Clark,
And then,
morning to you and welcome to the studio. What's on your agenda to share today?
basically, fire safety. You know, schools have been closed. Children's at home, parents at work. They're left vulnerable. A lot of hazards still exist in the homes. So we, as the Fire and Rescue Services, we have a mandate to educate the public as it relates to safety in a home. But let me firstly, talk about there's a missing 15-year-old still. Could they make
Last
1 week?
time I checked, yeah.
Yes, very, very sad. Very saddened. So I want to appeal to persons. If they know anything about our whereabouts, please call the police or the parents and give such information so we could get this young soul back home in the rightful hands. Okay? So basically, last week, some time ago, we spoke about smoke detectors. The reasoning behind the smoke detectors is to give an audible sound to alert you when there's fire in the structure. But sometimes we don't have smoke detectors. So most person depends on the smoke. But some of the smoke can put you into a deep sleep, not take you away from yourself. So a smoke detector might cost maybe roughly $12, $15, depending on where on the brand. But what you prefer, spending $15 or losing $250,000 house value?
Hold on a minute there. So you're saying to me, people are under the impression that the smoke will alert them that there's a fire, but you're saying if you're asleep, that smoke won't wake you. It would keep you in that sleep state. That's what you're saying?
It all depends. If you're in a deep sleep, the smoke tends to knock you out. But like myself and Mr. Hodge, we don't sleep that much. You know, because we have been in this field for so long. Any smoke, anytime you get any scent of any smoke, we're always looking all around to see exactly where the smoke is. So then say that we are smoke proof. But all I'm saying that it's always best to use the more audible devices that are going to alert us in an event of a fire or smoke.
Because those smoke detectors, they have a unique sound. I mean, you just start hearing this loud beeping sound. Sometimes even our cell phones, they're ringing in the night and we're not hearing them. But the alarm that you set on it, you will hear because it's a different sound. And your mind done tuned to that. So when you hear this loud beeping sound, if you're unconsciously sleeping, you know, it helps to get you back to yourself, alert you that, something is going on and you really need to get yourself together and get out of that place.
Yes, getting out of the place, we have to get out in a swift manner. But we also have to ensure that we have a family plan in place. And we have to ensure that everyone knows at least 2 unobstructed exits. At least 2. Or we can use windows and doors depending on the construction. Okay? Once we get outside, we must decide on a meeting place outside where everyone will meet after the escape.
Right.
The purpose for the meeting place is to account for everybody. So, you know, if you reach outside and 6 of you live in the house, but at the end of it, you ain't seeing uncle or auntie.
Something wrong.
Something wrong. So when I'm not asking you to go back inside. It's get out and stay out. But as soon as the officers arrive, at least you could tell them, I'm not seeing auntie, I'm not seeing uncle. Their room is the one such and such. So at least they could try and make their way there in a swift time and save a life if possible.
Okay. There are persons seemingly, though we don't want to say do not smoke, because we're going to get a lot of licks for that. So we're gonna say if you have to smoke and you know you're sleepy, please do not do it in a bed or in a chair or anywhere inside. But there's a new the marijuana act as something saying that smoke in the confines of your home.
Of your property.
Of your
It
property.
doesn't say in the home.
In
You
the
could
house.
smoke in your yard.
You can smoke in your yard, but you're
Yes,
gonna
yes.
affect the neighbors.
Well,
That's public.
but it is the law.
Yeah.
You could smoke in your property.
Right, but we don't want persons to we ask you to use large ashtrays. If you're after such whatever you choose to smoke, you're in a sound mind. Always ensure that that cigarette or whatever has been extinguished to a point that there should be no hazard anywhere at all in the property. So if you do smoke, use large ashtrays and get it out, throw it out the windows, and anything that is safe. We are asking for you to follow these guidelines. Please, please, please. When it comes to cooking, we don't wish for children to be playing in the kitchen at all. I want to say only when parents are cooking, because I want to say at all. No playing at all whatsoever in the kitchen, whether mom is cooking or not. We tend to leave our lighters or our matchsticks or our matches loosely lying around. We ask them to put it at a safe or high distance, a high place where children cannot reach them. But it's so easy now for I've seen children you taking chairs and putting them close to the cupboards and jumping up on the cupboard. All of these, they're exploring a number of possibilities. So when we are cooking, we don't want the children to be inside of the kitchen. They can bump or play and hit the stove when boiling water. It's going to injure the children. Like some of them like to open up the oven and explode, take out the food while the food is cooking. They get burned, and a number of things. Parents, you need always similarly. When I talk to some of the kids, when I ask them, why do you just cook? A number of them raise their hand. Why you just cook? Noodles. So maybe the parents maybe a bit tired or in not in the mood. So go ahead and cook the noodle unattended. Yes, they're getting something to eat, but they can be injured, or they can, based on what the hazard is, they can cause a fire, and we can also cause persons to get injured or lose their life during this process. So when it comes to the kitchen, we ask parents to do not have these children inside, and ask you all to put these flammable products, the lighters and the oil and the gases, away from the children. You want anything? Okay. And always remember, if in doubt, the emergency number is 911. We don't want the children to just call 911. My house is on fire, bang, hang up the phone. The person on the other end, the dispatcher, will be asking certain questions. What is your location? The village. We have Hainsford village, we have Wasso village, we have Trafalgar village, we have Limegill. You have to be specific.
It's like a village man, by
Yeah, the village man. You have to be specific. And if you can give your mom name or your neighbor's name, I'm next to this shop, I'm next to this church, give precise location so the fire department can come there and assist you all. They might ask, how did it start? Not really, just to keep you alert. We'll be asking, the person will be asking a number of questions, but do not hang up unless the dispatcher asks you to hang up, because there's some information, pertinent information that we will need.
Right, and Mr. Clark just touching on that, sometimes it's not only the children would do that, because I've received a call where an adult called, Lord, bring the chuck, me house a bun. And in the moment, I just play on and say, Mister, gonna bring it, just tell me which part. Yeah, I mean, because sometimes you panic. Everybody does panic and just get frantic over certain situation, because you ain't gonna feel good seeing a fire in that house that you spend that kind of money on. And it was a newly built house.
Wow. That's what you're saying. That you still, even though you're asking people to adhere to the protocols, you're still being cognizant of the human factor that's involved. Like you just said, you said, Lord, I'm gonna bring the fire truck. Just tell me what part you're right?
Yeah, and I was able to calm down the lady, and we got there in quick time.
Okay.
And was able to save I mean, I think it was only the cotton cloth ended up getting burned.
Oh, okay.
The fire was actually on the outside, and you just catch the cloth going in, and we did well
Okay. All right.
as usual as a
Okay.
fire department.
Yes.
Okay. I like that.
Once
As
we get
usual.
an early call, we shut up.
All right.
Yes. we want to, we like to advise persons not to overload these sockets and extension cards. They are now at home, okay, let's, for an example, TV is on, radio is on, tablet is being charged, phone is being charged. What else? You know, a number.
And this is the Christmas, they're on the radio listening GQ.
Well, yes, leave
Blasting
on JQ. Yes, I understand. We keep it locked,
Blasting
instead I
the
said.
radio station.
Keep it locked to JQ.
Thank you for
That's what I
the
said.
thank you for the promotion.
But just be very careful. Do not try to overload because we have, seen some portable AC units and those pull a lot of currents. We do not wish for those to be plugged into, be powered through a card directly to the socket. Because we have such a thin card, with such a, AC using them so much power, it's going to create such a heat, and it's going to create such a heat, and depending on where the card is being run, let's say under the rug or someplace, or the curtain cloths, they can get in contact and can cause a fire. So simple basic things like these here that the general public need to know about as it relates to hazards and safety. I don't know, Mr. Have you ever had, based on your experience, what are some of the after effects? What a person are reporting that might have caused fire?
Yes, the ACs. For one, most of our homes were built to take a certain amount of current. You know, the basic is 100 watts, and then all of a sudden everybody want an AC in each room, and all of them on. I like the AC to cool down the place a bit, but person want the house feel like winter. So the constant running of those ACs, it ain't giving them any time to breathe, and it pulls more current, and it's more of a hazard, especially if they are not properly installed. So yes, we have fires from AC, fires from fans, because sometimes persons,
Wow.
the fan them don't last forever. You got to replace them at a time. So at times you realize they start to give this problem where they're spinning a bit slower, and you got to jump start them and so forth. And the friction it creates from that, it heats up the back of the fan, and you might have the cloth blowing on it, and the start of fire easy.
Very good.
We seldom have fires from these modern televisions, but I would have seen some where whatever happened inside of the TV, it started
Cause of
burning,
fire?
cause of fire. It's every one of the appliance that has the electricity in them, you could have a fire from.
Okay.
Fires come directly from some of the transformers in the home because they are not appropriately sized. So to the contractors, to the electricians, please you put in the appropriate size transformers. I don't think they should have anything less than 3,000 or 5,000 installed on a wall in a home. If they are individual for the individual appliances, like a small one for the fridge and next one for the thing, as we did back in the days. But
Oh, you mean those personal transformers,
yes,
right?
but for the wall mounted to run through the sockets, I don't think it should be less than 3,000 or 5,000. They have specifications to them according to the amount of rooms and so forth. I don't know exactly what is the spec, but it shouldn't be no less than 3,000 watts. And 3,000 is small enough.
Well, large enough.
Small.
Small enough?
That's the smallest. Small.
Oh, okay. I'll follow you. Forgive me, Mike. All right. Okay, some specs there to keep in for consideration going forward, I should say, for our listeners as well. And for what I'm gathering from you, if you're thinking about getting an AC, you should check with your electrician to see if you need an upgrade
Yes.
to your power source.
The AC dryers, electrical dryers. A lot of persons installing them as well, and they're just plugging them in. You need an additional line for an electrical dryer. The wattage, the kind of current that pulls it, burns the line going back to the main switch, and those also can be a hazard.
And you've seen fire.
I've seen, yes,
wow.
from those electrical dryers.
Wow. Gentlemen, we have just about 5 more minutes, and we're going to be wrapping up our program early. We're supposed to be streaming the recap of COP28 press conference for our listeners this morning. Do you want to start your wrap up now, Mr. Hodge, or you're going to elaborate some more on what we were just talking about?
Well, I could wrap up just to say, for the Christmas season, everybody keep fire safe, and you go out to enjoy yourself responsibly, and have a very good Christmas season.
Thank you, my friend.
Likewise, Mr. Jukio asks persons to be safe during the carnival season and Christmas season. Wish you all the best, and hopefully we'll be back. We would be back in January to give you more feedback and updates.
Yeah, but I tell you what, you're really happy, boy. You're really happy. One more week, my friend. 1 more week.
One more week. So next week we'll do a recap. Yes, we'll do a recap next week and come fresh again for in 2024.
Nice, man.
God's blessing.
God's blessing, man. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And stay tuned for that recap of COP28 press conference right here on ZLIZ Radio.
It's the morning show. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The Cable's Christmas countdown is heating up every week. A different